Getting injected by a drug was the first time. That's what hooked me. I realized that, yeah, this is a drug that's, not only giving me a high, but I'm getting a lot of sex. I'm getting a lot to meet a lot of people. And that's how I was drawn into it. As the addiction grew on me, it started to take control over.
Said something so powerful that nobody forced you. I did it in one. A lot of people I feel get a victim mentality.
I mentioned it to you before. I call my journey from MD to 3D. And the 3D that is now rules my life is determination, dedication, and discipline.
I'm going to introduce my friend Gurvinder Karla, जिसे हम प्यार से GP बोलते हैं. I think I know him for almost 25, more than 25 years.
Almost 3 decades now.
My first impression of GP is when I met him is a bubbly, chirpy guy who is ready to help. If you look at the current gay scene, there are so many places to enjoy. There are parties, there are picnics, there are discussions, there are forums. But there was a time when GP gave us precious space, his lounges, his clubs, his restaurant. So he provided a safe space for the community. Thanks for coming to this podcast.
Thank you, Umang, for having me. It's a pleasure to be on your first ever podcast, and I hope it's going to be of many more to come, helping people like you do. I am not a doctor or a therapist, but I am a survivor who was addicted to chemsex addiction, specifically with MD. And today I'm here to share my experience in the hope that it will help you if you are a victim of it, or if you are helping a victim of it, to understand from my experience and maybe implement it and survive yourself.
I have a mixed feeling, as you are here right now, that when I told you, okay, let's do, kind of a podcast where you talk about your journey of getting into chemsex and then getting out, in spite of knowing the consequences, why you enthusiastically accepted my invitation and why are you here?
So, my journey with this addiction started from curiosity. It quickly transformed from curiosity to I need it, and it reached a rock bottom pretty soon. The idea is that it's not the end until it is the end, and you decide that it is the end. But if you are watching this, and even if there is a small voice in you telling you that you need to quit, I will ask you to listen to it and listen to this podcast and learn from our experience and get control of your life back again.
Well said. Well, this is not the end, yes, you decide, So let's get into the beginning years, how many years back you came across MD and what really attracted to you? Why did you get into it?
Addiction is not just drugs, it can be anything. It can be a lot of substances, alcohol, or, even scrolling on social media, etc. What was supposed to be just for fun and curiosity quickly became a need, and that's where things started to go downhill for me.
Generally, they say that there is something missing in your life and you're drawn towards it. So is that with you? Were you missing, or was something that was a challenge in your life and you took solace in this?
In the beginning, it wasn't about I was missing something. I was just living my life, being out on the social scene, and because of my friends and so on, I got into it. But then, as the addiction grew on me, it started to take control over. It was pretty soon that from just having fun, it became a desperate need, because after doing MD, I felt my inhibitions go off. I felt more, I don't know how to say, sexually active. And it just transformed into from I want to do this to I need this. That's when it started going to rock bottom.
Okay. So it is said, I've seen a lot of people, say that it is because of loneliness or because of LGBT, being gay, we are being shamed, we are being trolled, we have a trauma, and that's we are more susceptible to this kind of thing. Is that true? Is being LGBT could be one of the reason of getting into this?
I guess, but not 100% because of LGBT. I think job stress, family pressure, these were some of the other issues that kind of all clubbed together.
So I'm going to go a little deeper and ask, is this something to do with, dating app, body shaming, is it related to peer pressure? Could be main that kind of attracts, or I'll be left off, FOMO,
Yeah. So yeah, definitely, apps like Grinder, Planet Romeo, and I don't know what else is there now because I'm no longer using any apps or on social media, but definitely because of these apps and because of access to persons who were already into it, it was very easy for me to get the substance and the users along with it, and somehow it transformed from what was one fun to a need and necessity. And I'm very much now in the present, living a very nice life, and I'm very happy with it.
I'm so glad you are out of it. So going into it, when you started taking it, what gave you, what was that kick, which you are missing, and what kind of pleasure it gave you, and what was the experience when you got hooked to it? As you said, you initially started as a trial, but it took control over your life,
So, when I first got into MD, it was by chance, I had happened to have some friends visiting my home for planning a party, and out of them, one of them was, constantly in the toilet, and I asked my other friend, I mean, what is with him? And then, why is he going again and again to the toilet? And that's when he told me that, oh, he is slamming inside the toilet. So I was like, being my friendly nature, I was like, why does he need to go in the toilet for that? Why doesn't he do it here in the room? And that's what, giving him that space and the permission to do it in front of me got my curiosity, and I asked him that why don't I try it also? I don't blame my friend. It was absolutely my choice. And the first slam that I took, and the euphoria I felt, the exhilaration, the power in me, that's what got me hooked. And I realized, oh, this is something fun. It is something new I haven't tried before. And getting injected by a drug was the first time. That's what hooked me, and the rest is history.
You said something so powerful that nobody forced you. I did it in my. A lot of people, I feel, get a victim mentality. Yeah. Oh, he invited me at the party, or he did in front of me, and he kind of, forced me or coaxed me. I love the clarity you have. Okay, nobody forced you. I did it in my own. Love. I mean, kudos to you. You are taking responsibility. That is the first thing.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You, as a human being, have a choice to say no. And it is important to be able to say no to something which is wrong. And, if anything, I'm grateful for my addiction to MD, that today I have the power to say no and the power to live in a freedom that I didn't realize that I already had earlier.
Lovely. You're looking at the positive outcome. That's a
Absolutely,
great
yes.
attitude. So, can you tell us a day when, how was your day or days when you were, constantly taking MD? Emotionally, mentally, what were you?
So there were a couple of stages before I got to my hardcore addiction. Earlier, it was just for the fun of it. I used to do it, once in 15 days or once. Slowly, it became once on the weekend, and it was fine until it was fine, but until it wasn't, and quickly it became that. And I started slamming on a daily basis. It was because of my whatever reasons, work pressure, loneliness, societal stigma, uh, many factors. But I realized that by taking that slam of MD, I could, forget about all of these things. And just that momentary happiness of MD was all that I started to seek in my life. Physically, it was always about, the when am I going to get the next slam? Uh, Mentally, it was about anxiety, about who am I going to do it with? Will I get the good stuff? So that was what my day started to be. Day and nights subsequently.
Is it the validation, because growing up we were rejected, we were told slurs and bullied, is something that because on the dating app we get rejected and we get trolled and ghosted, is one thing where we want to do this because we want to be finally be accepted or want to forget all this?
I think the apps had a very major role so far as my hardcore addiction was concerned, and the rejection on the apps. You send your photographs, you share your details, and then just somebody who probably hasn't even shared their photograph rejects you. And then, you come across a profile with the HF mentioned on it, and you just tell them, I have place, I have stuff, and, pronto, that person is available. That was one of the reasons why I realized that, yeah, this is a drug that's, not only giving me a high, but I'm getting a lot of sex, I'm getting a lot to meet a lot of people, and that's how I was drawn into it.
Because there is, so much need for validation. Somebody we know for just 3 seconds, and when he says no, there is so much rejection. Because at that time we want him to say yes, we want him to like us, and we hardly know that person for 3 to 5 seconds, but he blocks us as so it affects us. So I can understand. And coming to my question is that when was the rock bottom? You talk about rock bottom couple of times. What was that rock bottom point? Okay, enough is enough.
So, because of my hardcore addiction, I started to face a lot of issues, physically and mentally. Mentally, it was a big fog, it blurred my judgment, and that started to affect my work. And it's so much so that there was a minor issue at office which due to my whole life revolving around the next slam, I was like, to hell with it, and I quit my job. And because I quit my job, and because of the shame that I felt at that time, even though my company would have helped me in rehab, and they would have probably given me all the support that I need. But nevertheless, I quit the job, and I was, home constantly slamming non-stop. And particularly what happened was that I was slamming standing up, and I passed out. So it had been about three or 4 nights and days that I had been slamming, and it was particularly bad, very heavily adulterated stuff. And I passed out, leaning against the wall with the needle jammed into my vein. And when I came into my senses, luckily, you know, I didn't die, but I saw that pool of blood with the needle jammed into my vein, and that's when I realized that this is it. It can't be going on like this. I need to get control of myself and move on in life.
Wow, wow. I'm glad that happened, and you got a wake up call, whatever happened. So in all this, your journey of getting into it and at the lowest point, how did your family and friend react to was there a shame, stigma? Did they judge you? Did you feel that I am not wanted sometime?
So far as my family is concerned, they were never aware of it. I lived by myself, and this is obviously something that I will not share with them. They did realize that there is something wrong, but then I was too good at covering up at that time, so far as family is concerned. So far as my friends are concerned, uh, that's a different story. I had very good friends. Some of them tried to explain to me that GP, you need to get a control of yourself. But the drug had taken control over me, and I didn't listen to them. But as a friend, there's a limit to what they can do, and so they were no longer my friends, at least from their side, though never from me. I still consider them my friends, and if you're watching this, if you are my friend from that time and you're watching this, know that I'm very well. I have survived, and God bless you.
Wow, wow. It's so nice that there is no grudge. When you say I'm fine and God bless you, there is still love and, no hatred, no grudges.
No, why would I hate someone who wanted to help me? It was my own choice that I pushed myself there, and it is by my own will that I am here and talking to you.
Lovely, lovely. Coming to the will and now your recovery, they say recovery is not linear. There are ups and downs. You fail and then you bounce back. You fail forward. All that stuff is there. So when you tried to quit, did it happen instantly, or there were places or times where it relapsed?
MD is a very powerful drug, and it starts to control your mind. But the mind is even more powerful if you get a control of it. There is no straight path to recovery, and it wasn't easy for me. I had decided that I want to give it up, but it took me a few months to kind of get on the right path. I gradually reduced my plans and frequency of what I was, using MD. And this went for a couple of months, and then I realized that I need to identify the issues, that why am I doing it, address them, and to try to seek help, whatever I can, to overcome it. For me, I was lucky that I had a very dear friend who unfortunately is no more with us, but I took his help, and whenever I felt the urge to do MD, I used to ask him to be present. I used to lock myself up in a room with him standing guard outside, uh, with my phones given to him so that I could not access Grinder or call anyone to participate along with me. I did it a few times, a couple of times by myself in this way, and then I realized that I could now kind of give it up.
Wow, wow. It's so nice and it's so powerful to tell that it will not happen overnight. It will gradually reduce, you know. One day it only happens in Bollywood, I guess. You gradually and you know, I mean, your friend is also not judgmental, you know, he is making it sure that you do it and leave it gradually, but he's keeping the control, the apps with him, you know, kind of a thing. So you don't connect with anybody, you know. So in terms of, we know that the addiction to chemsex is a mental illness. It is not a character flaw. So in terms of mental health, what kind of help or treatment did you take?
So I was very lucky to have a compassionate and understanding friend, first of all, who helped me get out of this addiction. After a couple of months, I took a small treatment from Dr. Sajid at Kurla for some time, and I joined the holistic wellness program at Hinduja Hospital to kind of get back into my physical and mental health, and that's how my journey started. But there is no thumb rule, and what worked for me might not work for you. And I would suggest you to, definitely seek help, whether just from friends or professionally by a medical practitioner. But definitely, if there's a small voice in you that wants you to quit, listen to it and go on from there.
You said something very good, that there is no thumb rule. Everybody is different.
Yeah.
Everybody's personality is different. But where does that willpower come? You know, willpower to block all those friends who are still taking, to block the peddler, you know. Where does this willpower come, you know?
So, I mentioned it to you before. I call my journey from MD to 3D. And the 3D that is now rules my life is determination, dedication, and discipline.
Wow.
These are the the structure of how I live my life now. Discipline is the key, focus is the key, and as you train, as you go on, as you move on in your life, your mind will automatically reprogram itself to ultimately help you survive what it is designed for. So
Okay. I'm glad that's discipline, determination,
dedication.
dedication. Wow. So, of course, it's not an easy coming out. You may be still getting cravings and more cravings initially when you left. How do you overcome those cravings?
Cravings are much weaker now. Triggers definitely are a key motivation, and the triggers are arise from the use of apps or social media. So definitely I am on a sabbatical as far as any gay apps are concerned, and to a very large extent even on social media, so that I don't look at a reel and feel the pressure that, oh, I need to do this, or why am I not doing it. And by avoiding that, by following a very disciplined and dedicated life, completely into my physical fitness at the gym. So that's helping me keep away from it.
So that's what I wanted to talk. Because dedication and determination is little intangible, but discipline is something that can follow. I know you are a lot into all these plant and all these health apps. Can you just tell us that what is your day like, which has helped you to replace MD with this wellness, kind of a thing?
So my day is very much disciplined, and I follow a timetable. I run my own business now. I employ 25 people, and that's a big thing in a city like Mumbai. Also, I have my pets, a lot of them, and I focus on my pets. And in this way, I start my day getting hydrated, having my coffee, going to the gym, coming back home, having my meal, which I make it myself. Uh, then I try to be as physical as possible, avoid using my vehicles, travel by train so that I can get in the additional steps and even use that time for mindfulness and meditation during my journey to my work and get to work. I have pets even at my work, and I live a very, very balanced life. Come back home, have my meal, and go back to sleep. Start again the next day, fresh.
Lovely. One is gymming, swimming, mindfulness, meditation, and quality time with your pets. Very disciplined. Using public transport so you can focus.
Yes.
With your mind. So my thing is, you are so brave. You are out. People will watch this podcast, and we've done interviews before also. What is it when you may hear people talking behind the back कि अरे ये तो drugs करता था, ये तो chemsex करता था. If they say something behind your body, or you enter a room and you may be conscious that they be talking something about you, how do you handle that?
People don't rule my life anymore. I rule it myself, and by, of course, God's grace. And it doesn't bother me about that was my past. What is important is my present and the future that I'm going ahead with. So if I do my present, future will be perfect.
Very powerful. Where we let bygones be bygones. That was your past, and your past doesn't define your present. So now, last 2-3 questions. This could be inspiring for the new generation. What is your message? A lot of people, young, especially Gen Z, life mein to ek baar sab kuch try karna chahiye, and they want to do this. I remember talking to someone who is into drug addiction. He said that trying MD or Meow Meow is like telling somebody to jump from the mountain, So, what is your message for people who are into it or are contemplating ke it's okay, I'll be able to control. Khali weekend mein karunga, once in a month karunga, What is your message to them?
My message to people is, this is a drug, and as long as, or let it be drug or any substance, as long as you use it, it's fine. But when you let it take over you, that's when the abuse starts, and you quickly lose your mental ability to say no. So, as today you spoke about Zen Z. We have now Zen Alpha and Zen Beta, and it's going to be even more easier for you. I mean, at least in my time, we had parental pressure. Parents were more concerned and focused on your well-being and kept an eye. Even though I escaped from it, so far as very sadly for my parents are concerned. But what I am seeing today, for the generation today, I mean, if you do use it, try and understand how much is it benefiting you or it is not benefiting you at all. And then try not to do it again, or at least have the power to say no to it.
So I want to ask you, my next question is, the root cause of addiction is the same everywhere. Is that true?
Yes. The root cause again is, loneliness, stigma, work pressure. These are the kind of things that cause you to get addicted. But if you address it, by yourself, by within your means, surely you will find that life has much better things to offer than just that drug.
I appreciate your guts, coming and openly talking, because one way look at it is that it can be shame, embarrassment, what people can tell about you, or you can an inspiration. You are an inspiration for people to look up to, how to. In fact, I have got couple of people, introduce you to them. You have come to a hugging club show that you can help them. You are a role model,
So, if I can just be a ladder or a support, I'm very happy with it. But inspiration, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, if you are inspired, and I'm grateful for you that you are inspired for it and can quit it and live a healthy life.
I still see you very concerned. You would send me messages, look at this zombie, this drug has come to India. You are so much, compassionate and wary that this menace, this nonsense should not enter, this shit should not enter our system. So, coming to Hugging Club of India, the kind of support group here, how important is a support group when you want to come out of this,
As far as support is concerned, it is very important, because if you ask somebody for help, your mind is mentally committing yourself to that person to seek his help. And if you are lucky enough and you have a compassionate person helping you overcome your addiction, I think you are a winner already, and you are going to survive.
Thank you. If you are watching this with, I'm with GP who has come out of chemsex addiction. He said something powerful, and this should stay with you. He said, MD meow is powerful, but more than that, your mind is powerful. And that's what he has proven, I think it's been how many years you're out of it?
About 7 years now.
About 7 years he's been out of chemsex addiction. So the idea is that if he can do it, why can't you? And you have all the support of Hugging Club. If you want to meet him personally, he's more than happy to help you, to give you a step-by-step guidance, connect with you. And he's done that for so many people. We have gone to his cafe, and he's helped us, he's treated us with open heart, because his aim is that please don't get into it, or if you have got into it, I will help you to get out of it. Thank you so much. We were live with Gurvinder Karla, an inspirational source who is helping the gay community to fight this drug menace, chemsex addiction. If you want to get out of it, please get in touch with Hugging Club, with GP, and we are there to help you. Thanks for listening.